value structure in a painting is incredibly important, probably more important than anything else. You can get a color wrong, but if your value structure is off, then things fall apart. The exercise here today is to understand the range from light to dark is how value shapes create form on a flat surface. We have our 5 basic shapes, we've set them up, and we're going to paint them. This is just black and white. We're working with grays, light to dark, but understanding how they work and how they create form is super important. So let's start with these simple shapes and then we'll move on to something more complicated. So we've set up our 5 basic shapes. We have it lit from one direction so we can determine what is in light and what is in shadow. If you're looking at a form and you're having trouble determining like where does the shadow actually start, if it's difficult to see, here's my paintbrush. You can see the cast shadow in the light, but there's no cast shadow in the shade. You can't cast a shadow in shade. So if you can't quite tell if it's in light or if it's in shadow, try to cast a shadow on it. And you can see here, this is in light, this is in shadow. That's all we really want to see. So we're gonna take this setup and we're gonna sketch it out on our canvas. Hopefully you've been sketching and scribbling and noticing where points intersect, and that's what we're looking for here. We're gonna start with our really big shapes. Where does the cone intersect with the sphere? Where does the sphere intersect with the cylinder? Where do these points of connection happen? That's how we kind of check our drawing. So let's get going. So we're gonna look at the overall big shape. I'm using my transparent earth orange to just sketch it out. I have toned my canvas. I know I want the entire thing to fit in here. A cylinder is somewhere in the middle. See, the bottom comes down here, and then we have our sphere in here somewhere. And then we have our torus that comes forward of that sphere. It intersects the cylinder, I'm sorry, it intersects the sphere right there. Comes around there. The box, the cube rather, runs in the back like that. It comes forward. I would say this point and this point are about on the same level there. So I'm just getting my big basic shapes in here. My cube comes almost to the top. This is still a little bit taller. That okay? My cylinder basically runs into my cube there. It's not quite as tall as my cone. It's in there. All right, let's just check a couple lines here. I feel like that is, needs to be a little bit bigger. Cast a nice shadow on the box there. All right, I think that'll work.